Hi, I'm Melinda, Miss Melinda, and this is my Spontaneous Smart Diva show. Welcome to my show. For those of you who haven't seen any of my videos, we are working on the judicial system. And oh, my hair's going goofy. Hold on. Okay. My hair's going goofy. There. Okay. Okay, so those of you who have not been seen my videos, we are working on the judicial system. So there's 4 classifications. Classifications of law. Number 2, the American court system. 3, court and law enforcement personnel and court procedures. And we just finished the American court system, and guess what? I have a surprise for you guys. Not only did we just finish the American court system, but I started and finished the entire 3rd category called the court and law enforcement personnel. I got through the whole lesson for you guys today, so we're breezing through the 4th one all together at one time. Wait, let me put my chair back some. There. We're breezing through this whole 3rd category, court and law enforcement personnel. Okay, so here we are. I thought I put the jacket on. I think it looks cute with the jacket. Okay. So, here we go. We can put that over there too. All right, so the judicial system, this is Miss Melinda, and this is Melinda's Spontaneous Smart Diva show. Welcome all the new folks that we have tonight. We are doing the judicial system, and there's 4 categories. I just read them off. And we already completed the first 2 categories. The classifications of law is done, and the American court system is done. So we are starting 3rd category, court and law enforcement personnel. I stayed until I did that whole 3rd category so that we could do the 4th and get it done and move on to another law class. But also, I'm going to start picking up more, giving you law rhetoric to memorize. Okay, so this is court and law enforcement personnel, the 3rd category for the judicial system. So, this is called, under that, it's called officers of the court. Officers of the court. The officers of the court are persons assembled assembled at the court to administer justice. They include, wait, I gotta look out for my stupid paper keeps getting in the way here. Okay, I don't know if this jacket's making my shoulders look too big. I can't tell. Does it make them look too big? I don't think so. All right. Okay, officers of the court. The officers of the court are persons assembled at court to administer justice. They include the judge, who is the principal officer of the court, the lawyers, the clerk of the court, the sheriff, the marshal, the bailiff, and possibly constable or court officer. And then there's me, the court reporter they forgot to mention. Duh. I'm responsible for every word that is said in that courtroom by each and every person that says one word. I have to make sure I get it in my steno machine. Okay, so yeah, it includes the judge, who is the principal officer of the court, the lawyers, the clerk of the court, the sheriff, the marshal, the bailiff, and possibly constable or court officer, and court reporter, Miss Melinda. Judges. A judge may be elected or appointed. Judges in the federal judiciary. I think I want to try taking this jacket off. I feel like the shoulder pads are making me look like a big brute, like I'm a man or something. The big, huge shoulders, because it's in a little tablet. So you don't see, like, all around me, my whole body. Yeah, I think it was making my shoulders look too big. Like the 1980s, huh? Okay, let's go on. All right, let's go on. See if I go sideways, it's a little better. Okay. All right, so we got all that's there, the lawyers, the clerk of the court, the sheriff, the marshal, the bailiff, and possibly a constable or court officer. Judges, a judge may be elected or appointed. Judges in the federal judiciary, with the exception of the judges for the Article I courts, are appointed for life by the, I'm going to show my waistline. I hate it. I have to get in the right position. Okay. For life by the president, with the advice and consent of the Senate. Candidates for the federal judiciary are nominated by the president, usually upon recommendation by members of the Senate. The Senate Judiciary Committee conducts hearings on the nomination and makes a recommendation to the full Senate. There are 5 methods of selecting judges in the states. Some states select judges by a nonpartisan election. I just Googled that for you guys, but the computer keeps, I don't know if I'll get that screen back. I'll tell you after I get done teaching the class, because see, it went out of the definition. Okay, so let me start here. There are 5 methods of selecting judges in the states. So some states select judges by a nonpartisan election. A fewer number hold partisan election. In a few states, judges are appointed by the governor at his or her discretion with Senate confirmation or consent, or in California, by confirmation by a special commission in 2 states, South Carolina and Virginia. Judges are selected by the legislature. Most states use a method known as merit, M-E-R-I-T, selection, merit selection. Most states use a method known as merit selection, or the, quote, Missouri Plan, unquote, so-called because of its place of origin. In this method, candidates are nominated or recommended by a special nominating or selection commission and are then appointed by the governor in a number of states. A combination of methods is used depending on the level of the court. For example, judges for the highest court in a state may be chosen by merit selection. while lower court judges are selected through public election. At trials and hearings, the judge presides and rules on issues occurring during the trial. And in jury cases, the judge presides over the selection of the jury and instructs the jury concerning the law of the case. The judge may also be called upon to rule on motions. Oh, that was another word I wanted us to Google. We'll do those right after I finish the class. The judge may also be called upon to rule on motions made before the start of the trial. From the time the oath of office is taken, judges at all levels are bound to conduct themselves in an ethical manner and to adhere to a code of judicial conduct as adopted by the American Bar Association in 1972 and as most recently amended in 2010. It's 4 basic, they call them canons, C-A-N-O-N-S. It's only one N. Like a can is on something. Canon. C-A-N-O-N-S. So its 4 basic canons are as follows. Canon 1. A judge shall uphold and promote the independence, integrity, and impartiality of the judiciary and shall avoid impropriety and the appearance of the I don't know what happened because I went straight to Canon 2. I'm sorry, somehow I lost one word. Canon 2. Canon 2. A judge shall perform the duties of judicial office impartially, competently, and diligently. Canon 3. A judge shall conduct the judge's personal and extrajudicial activities to minimize the risk of conflict with the obligations of judicial office. Canon 4. A judge or candidate for judicial office shall not engage in political or campaign activity that is inconsistent with the independence of the judiciary. No, it says integrity. Wait, here. It went like this. That is inconsistent with the independence, integrity, or impartiality of the judiciary. Most states use the model code with some modifications as the basis for their own state rules of judicial conduct. Violation of the canons of the model code, we need to find out, and the state codes, we need to find out, subjects a judge to disciplinary action. State laws determine whether the court officers are referred to as judges or justices. In most states, as in the federal judiciary, the term justice is reserved for the members of the Supreme Appellate Court. Okay, a phrase they're having now is court and law. Oh no, that's what we're working on. That's the title of the third category that we're working on is court and law enforcement personnel. Just to remind you, we're continuing. And the phrase is administration of the courts. The Chief Justice of the United States is the chief administrative officer of the federal judiciary. As the title implies, he or she is not merely the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. but the Chief Justice of the entire United States. Each federal court of appeals and district court has a chief judge with the assistance of a circuit executive. The chief judge of a circuit administers most of the work of the court of appeals. The chief judge of a federal district court usually takes responsibility for most of the administration of that court. However, chief judges do not have authority over their fellow judges in rendering case decisions in deciding cases. The authority of chief judges is the same as that of any other judge. New paragraph. Chief justices of the state Supreme Appellate Courts, depending upon the language of the state constitution, may or may not be the chief judicial officers in the state. As chief justices, however, they do have influence over the administration of the entire court system through the Supreme Appellate Courts, superintending or rule-making power. They are also responsible for the administration of the appellate courts. Chief judges of intermediate appellate courts are responsible for the administration of these courts according to the Constitution, statute, or court rule describing their responsibilities when the power given it. Each court establishes rules to assist in the administration of the court. We're still on the judicial system. We're still on court and law enforcement personnel. The third category continued under the judicial system. And this one is attorneys. Attorneys are also officers of the court. They are responsible for the preparation, management, and trial of their clients' cases. Like judges, they are held to a code of professional conduct. The model rules of professional conduct adopted by the American Bar Association in 1983 and regularly amended seek to guide the attorney in the conduct of his or her various roles in relation to clients, the court, the public, and society in general. If a lawyer is found guilty of violating these ethical standards, he or she is subject to discipline, including reprimands, fines, suspension, and even disbarment. Most states have adopted the model rules with some modifications as state law. Other court personnel. Other officers assigned to the court include the clerk and the sheriff. The clerk schedules trials and officially records all court business. The clerk is responsible for maintaining the completeness, accuracy, and integrity of the court files, and in that capacity receives and files all court papers, including copies of some summonses, complaints, answers, amendments, motions, and appearances, and also issues some papers, summonses, and writs, W-R-I-T-S, upon the order of a judge. I want to stop for 1 minute and say, okay, so they're telling you how this person's got all the responsibility of taking care of all the papers and files. Well, the court reporter that I would be, I have to dictate, key every word if the bailiff talks, I have to key him. If the two, lawyers are going at it, I got to get them both. If the judge is talking, if a person in the courtroom talks, I have to get it. I have to get every word that is said in that courtroom from the time we enter until the time we leave. So I have more responsibility than the person they're talking because I'm responsible for every word that is said there, or I'm fired. And a court reporter, we have to hide our transcripts. You know, you have to get it locked up in a really safe place. You know, and a court reporter, my life could be in danger. You know, if it's a violent one that gets violent, you know, it doesn't even have to be about like serial killers or murderers or thieves or something. It could be like a white collar crime, fighting or something real important. And they're like, you know, we're going to get that court reporter and we're going to make her take her ass to those court report transcripts, and we want those suckers, you know, and they might, you know, threaten, tell you, you know, if you don't bring us, give us all those transcripts, because you'll have transcripts from a lot of trials, but what you want to do is you want to have more than one extra copy. You want to have like 2 extra copies. You need to have like 3 copies, all locked up, far away places, and make sure nobody knows where they're at. You know, and then the judge might order one day, so Miss Melinda, I need the transcripts for the entire Johnson case, you know, and if I don't have it or I'm missing some of it, I'm in big trouble. So I just thought I would add that, because they're telling you how this person's responsible for all the files. Let's see, who did they say? It says, they call it a clerk. Other officers assigned to the court include the clerk and the sheriff. The clerk schedules trials and officially records all court business. The clerk is responsible, for maintaining the completeness, accuracy, and integrity of the court files. Well, I have my court files, my transcripts. It has everything this guy says is in my transcripts. See? So, summonses and writs. So, upon the order of a judge. In addition, the court clerk is responsible for the care of the jury. The sheriff, in addition to keeping the peace in the jurisdiction, serves summonses, complaints, and other court documents, and carries out court orders. Some of the civil functions of the sheriff may be performed by a designated court officer. There is a marshal for each federal judicial district and for the superior courts of the District of Columbia. Marshals are appointed by the president with the advice and consent of the Senate to serve 4-year terms. They and their deputies are primarily responsible for providing security when in and outside the courtroom for federal judges, court officials, witnesses, and jurors. The U.S. Marshals Service is the government's primary agency for the investigation and apprehension of fugitives. They are responsible for the custody of prisoners and for the transportation of prisoners to and from court and between judicial districts and correctional institutions. Additionally, the Marshal Service operates the Federal Witness Security Program. They are responsible for serving as marshals of the Federal District Court and of the Federal Court of Appeals. When these courts are sitting in the district and executing all writs, WRITS, processes and orders issued under the authority of the United States, including those of the courts. We should get this word. I'd like to look up writs also. I'm going to have that for next class. But yeah, I did this whole class in one night. We're doing it. Okay, so marshals and their deputies may also exercise the same powers as sheriffs of the state in which they are located. The bailiff is responsible for protection of everyone in the courtroom and for maintaining the dignity and decorum of court proceedings. Courts of record also employ a court reporter. Me, bingo! See, courts of record also employ a court reporter. Melinda, Miss Melinda. Miss Melinda employs the court reporter, Miss Melinda. Isn't that exciting? So, who is responsible? Here we go, see, for making a complete, see, and accurate verbatim. Means every word. You can't miss any word. So, she's responsible for making a complete and accurate verbatim record of every word. Did I see what I just told you? Of every word spoken during a trial or hearing before the court. This record may be taken down by sound, recording, or stenography, or by using a stenotype machine. Me, court reporter. Additional court personnel may include law clerks and secretaries assigned to judges, a vast number of office workers in the office of the clerk of court, probation officers with their clerical staffs, and law clerks. To the court reporters in the federal district courts, there are bankruptcy trustees with their staffs. The larger courts may also employ a number of messengers, and librarians. Okay, the judicial system, and we're still continuing, court and law enforcement personnel. Okay, law enforcement agencies. The United States Department of Justice, the U.S. Department of Justice, created in 1870, is headed by the U.S. Attorney General, who directs all the affairs and activities of the department. The Department of Justice conducts the United States case and appeals before the Supreme Court whenever the United States is involved. The solicitor usually argues special cases for the government in the Supreme Court, while members of his or her staff represent the government in other cases. The Justice Department also represents the government in legal matters, generally given legal advice and opinions to the president and the heads of executive departments when requested. Okay, next paragraph. The Attorney General supervises these activities and also directs the U.S. attorneys and U.S. marshals in the judicial districts around the country. There is one U.S. district attorney and one U.S. marshal for every federal judicial district. The Deputy Attorney General assists the Attorney General in fulfilling his or her duties. The Associate Attorney General assists and advises the Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General and oversees a number of divisions and programs within the department. Another paragraph. The divisions when the department are headed by an Assistant Attorney General. As Assistant Attorney General for Administration is responsible for matters relating to the internal administration of the department. The Assistant Attorney General in charge of the Office of Legal Counsel serves as legal advisor to the president and the heads of executive branch agencies. Another paragraph. Other divisions within the Department of Justice include the Antitrust Division, the Civil Rights Division, the Civil Division, the Criminal Division, the Environment and Natural Resources Division, and the Tax Division. The divisions may institute investigations or supervise or direct litigation in federal courts. Other bureaus and administrative units within the Department of Justice are the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Bureau of Prisons, the U.S. Marshals Service, the Drug Enforcement Administration, the Foreign Claims Settlement Commission, and the U.S. Sentencing Commission. State law enforcement offices, the state attorney general, and the principal law enforcement officer in a state. The office brings actions in the name of the state when appropriate, serves as legal counsel to the legislative and executive branches, and issues opinions clarifying or interpreting statutes. The Attorney General may also intervene in suits where it's felt the state's interest should be represented. The chief local law enforcement officer may be called the prosecuting attorney, state attorney, or district attorney. The Office of Public Defender is now active in many states. Public defenders provide legal counsel for people of limited means in both trial and appellate courts. And that is all for the court and law enforcement personnel. How'd you like that? I got you through a whole class and a whole category of the judicial system. So now we're down to the last one, the fourth category of the judicial system, and then we'll be done with the judicial system. And we'll find another exciting law class to do. But I will start giving you law rhetoric, legal terminology to memorize. Yeah. And a lot of times try to have some of it to do with whatever I'm teaching you at the time, whatever, law classes I'm teaching, I will try to look up legal terminology that you should learn, So I really feel good about that I got that over with in one day, So how's everybody doing? What day is this? Hump day? Is this Wednesday? Okay. So, did you like the class? I talk fast, so what you really need to do is watch each talk video 5 times each. Now, again, I'm saying this again, and also there's a lot of new people that are coming, and for those of you who are new, it would be nice if you would subscribe, and please give me a like. Give me a like and subscribe, because we have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of fun, and I just know that the more... Okay, so no, what I was saying is this. For the people who haven't been around long or haven't seen many of the videos or haven't seen all the judicial system videos or just some of them, Okay, so those of you who are new or haven't seen them all, I'm asking you, please, at this point, I want you to go to my law class and go to the judicial system and just watch continuously all of the judicial system videos, talk videos. There's going to be a lot, and they got pretty long, which is good because you learn more. If I kept, stopping in 7 minutes, and then the next day I do just 5 minutes, and then 2 days later I do. You're not going to follow the class, and you're not even going to subscribe at that rate. Yeah, I have to really teach you a lot in one class. I mean, sometimes they'll be shorter, or I'll make an actual real short, or some will just might be not short, but, maybe 10 minutes or something. But basically, I try to, now that I've gotten practiced, I try to do 40 minutes, a good strong half hour, 40 minutes. Sometime I'd like to maybe do a whole hour. And so the whole idea is you're not going to be able to catch everything I'm saying. I'm talking fast. So, I want you to watch all the judicial system. They're all mostly up top, the newest. But just look, so when you go into at Melinda Ivkovitz, just uppercase Melinda, uppercase Ivkovitz, well, I think you can see my name when you come in here, yeah. So what am I telling you to do? I'm telling you to come. I don't know why I'm telling you how to get in here. You got in here, obviously. What am I trying to tell you? I want you to come in here. Oh, I'm saying this. I don't know when you got here, but there might be some judicial talk videos, buried by, like, one that I did on the universe and galaxies and black holes and a life story, So make sure you see all the judicial system ones and watch all those together, like 5 times each. And and watch them all, and no, I don't expect you to watch all those sitting down in one sitting. I just mean, when you're going to watch me, watch the judicial system, and then, watch it again. And then the next time, whenever you want to get on my site, then watch another judicial, and do it like that, just at your own pace. But I'd like you to stay secluded with that, and then I want you to watch all the talk videos. I've been getting tons of hits on the one I did with galaxies and black holes, which is my favorite. We will be getting, that's infinity. Yeah, from what I've learned, this galaxy thing and black holes are infinity. So I'm going to be teaching the universe, outer space, the black holes, galaxies. The Milky Way is our local galaxy. Well, A, I never knew the Milky Way was a galaxy, and B, I didn't know we had a local galaxy. I really didn't know, there's so much to learn about galaxies that I don't even know. And I'm going to be teaching a lot of that in the black holes. And then I'll teach something like dinosaurs, birds. I got it all, man. So I love this. This is what I always knew I was going to be a lawyer. Well, I became a court reporter. I just didn't take the state test and, get the job. I moved on, and but paralegal and lawyer is what, the ultimate goal. And so I did finally get my shit together and go back downtown Chicago because I got off the drugs. So my parents let me go back downtown to the private upper scale college, McCormick College, for paralegal studies, and I graduated in '08 in paralegal studies. So, yeah, Madison Street and Michigan Avenue, you can see the silver worm. I call it a worm now. You can see Millennium Park's silver worm from the entrance of my college. So anyway, yeah, and then just watch all my other videos at your own convenience. Pick one out of the blue, just pick. That's what I do with my girlfriend's YouTube channel. I'll say, I'm going to do this one. This one's a year old. I'll go do that. Yeah. So you could skip around, or you could just, each time you sit down, when you want to go and, visit my talk videos, you can do it if you want to do it in order, from the first video, so you don't lose track of what you've watched. You can do it that way too. Okay, well, it's getting really late, and please, everyone that's new, subscribe, because we're having a lot of fun. Subscribe, and then start looking at the videos. You can jump around if you want, before, like when you're just discovering me. You can jump around, when you see the very old ones, this is a brand new tablet. I've never had a tablet. So when you see some of my videos, I'm going to look like I'm talking real weird and acting real weird. And what I'm doing is I'm fighting with my tablet. I'm in a fist fight with my tablet. It won't let my face stay in the video. And I'm trying to talk to you, and get my face in the video, and it keeps moving away from me. I might have to keep moving my arm way to the left. And so you'll see me talking real stiff in the beginning. But I've gotten a lot better with the tablet. But one day I am going to go to where I bought it, and they give classes for using my tablet, because it costs a lot of money, and I do have to go for classes. I just am too busy right now. So I've gotten a lot better. I don't look as weird as I used to, or talk as stuttering and lost, yeah. So I just wanted to warn you, like, I'm not weirded out or crazy. In the beginning, I was trying to get used to my tablet, and we were in a fist fight. It was like, all over the place, and I look funny because I'm like a robot, and I'm going on like this, and I'm monotone voice, and I'm looking straight, and I'm going like that, and it's just phenomenally crazy. But I've gotten a lot more used to it. All right, I'm going to let you guys go, and please subscribe and join us. Give me a chance. Come watch. If you look at this last video, of a story came out, a life story. See, that's why my show is called Melinda's Spontaneous Smart Diva Show, because I do not premeditate anything I'm going to say to you guys, to my fans, followers, and students. I don't plan what I'm going to say to you after class. I just start out saying, like, how you guys doing? And then I just let nature take its course. And if you watch the last video, I think it's the last one or the second to the last. I think I'm in the gray sweater and the pearl collar, either last video or the one before. And it just came out of me about these birds, and I came out into a life story that was hilarious. And it's just because it had to do with birds, and something brought me to the topic of birds. And all of a sudden, I said, oh my God, I got to tell you this story, what happened to me with birds. So subscribe and go watch me in the last 2 videos. And I'm talking about this bird story. And that's why you want to watch me. Because like Tom Hanks says, Melinda's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get when you're in Melinda's Twitter. I mean, my YouTube channel. So that's why you want to watch me. I could start out and you go, oh, I'm not interested in that. But if you stay with it, I talk about 5 different subjects. Or see how I fell that last video? By spontaneity. Spontaneity is the key to life. I love spontaneity. And that bird story came to me spontaneously. And that's what I'm saying. You want to subscribe and give me a chance, because not only might a spontaneous life story come out because something, I'm talking, and then it one thing leads to another, you know. Or one night I may plan to give you a life story, and you will know that. You will know that I plan to make this life story. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't plan it. There will be times that I will plan to tell you a life story, because I never got to finish Santa Monica. One got deleted for those life stories. So one day I'll get back to that. I'm just not in the mood for that now. But you'll get life stories that'll happen by accident, spontaneous. That you'll get. And okay. Well, I will be doing the 4th category for judicial system, the court proceedings. But it's got a few pages, yeah. And then we'll have a new court class. And again, I will be giving you rhetoric. Okay. Law, I will be giving you law terminology. Okay, good night. It's not shutting off. How come I can't shut this off?